Regarding cables, one was about ice. There are, I can't say that it'll never happen. I mean, ice forms on cables, it forms on every suspension bridge, every cable stayed bridge, every truss bridge in the city, and during an event like that, which doesn't happen that often, they are inspected and at times closed until the ice fall, or we send our workers out to knock it off.
It's a crazy idea. Yeah.
There was a question about traffic impacts on the land side. I assume that's the mainland Bronx side. Basically, you come off over the Shore Road Bridge and turn on City Island. It's the same road. It's just a little jog in the road, and it was designed that way to minimize. As far as there was a question about tolls on the bridge, there are no tolls on any city DOT-owned facility. I don't have tolls. We don't have authority to collect tolls. I know it's been suggested. I'm a city resident. I live on Staten Island. I pay tolls all the time. But there are no city facilities on those. Those are TBTA or Port Authority. They're the only ones that have authority to collect tolls. There were some questions regarding the qualification of the engineering firm. The engineering firm has people on their staff that design, worked on other cable-stayed bridges. We also have on that team Michel Villager from France, who's designed many of them. In addition to that, the resident engineering inspection group is Parsons Brinkerhoff. They also have cable-stayed experience, and we're going to count on those people to bring that to bear. As far as to Perini, there was one gentleman talked about union issues and steel issues. Let me just, when we put out a part of the reason why it took as long as it did to go from the bid date to the award date was our agency chief contracting office went through and did a thorough background. It went through the city IG's office. They were found to be responsible bidders. That's not my call, that's their call. As far as buying steel from overseas, this is a federal aid job. There is no way they're allowed to buy steel overseas. There are Buy America clauses in every federal contract. And in fact, on the Willis Avenue Bridge, we had to have one waiver because there was one element of the bridge that we could not buy in the United States. It was the center pivot bearing. Because there was no manufacturer in the States that could, and we ended up getting it from Sweden. As far as hurricane and wind impacts, this bridge was modeled in a wind tunnel. The design of the bridge was modeled in a wind tunnel, and that report is part of the records. The cost of the cable-stayed bridge is more expensive at the outset, but the decision is a life cycle decision. When you have piers in the water, they do deteriorate. You go out, look at the existing stone piers, you can see through the joints. If you look at the concrete piers that were put in the late 70s, they're starting to deteriorate pretty rapidly. So this was a way of getting it out of the water. The bike lane, there were questions about bike lane widths and roadway widths. Roadway widths are 12-foot lanes with the emergency vehicle lane down the center. And the bike lanes and sidewalks are 6 feet each on either side of the bridge. You have any other?
So why can't you just make it beautiful, though? I mean,
Smaller.
why can't it be so? Yeah, why can't it just be a causeway?
Fall down.
All right, I have a question about preventing fishing from the bridge. There will be a pedestrian fence on the bridge to prevent that.
Why can't we get what we want?
Something
Smaller.
majestic and gorgeous. How about that? There's enough designers in this town.
The kids here in the schools. I paid one still.
That's a travesty. Sorry, I can't shut up about it.
I can't comment anymore on the artistic flavor of the bridge. That's,
So we have to.
That's the problem we have.
I hear what you're saying. I'm not, we're at the point in this process where we have a contract. My job is to execute that contract.
We don't like it.
It's a pre-construction meeting.
That's why I have the meeting in the first place. It's already done.
That's what a pre-construction meeting is.
Okay, the goal tonight was to give you an idea of the pre-construction process associated with the bridge. You've seen that. We've gone through a series of questions that you had that were related to the bridge, but not necessarily related to the presentation you had just seen. The point of this portion of the program was to ask questions and answers regarding the presentation you had just seen. If you had any questions regarding the presentation